This is a game that I had on Cliff last night in the Tier 10 US Heavy, the T110E5. We've done at least one other replay on Cliff, and I just wanted to talk about a few things in this one, specifically some aspects of teamwork. In this particular case, I'm platooned with Blue, and positionally we're going to have to work together and communicate. And then also I want to talk about a little bit of positions on the top here. So typically, even in heavy tanks, you want to go up onto this upper plateau. Usually in random matches you have enough of your pubs come down here that they can clog it up for a while, but usually the battles are won and lost up on this upper plateau, either on this side, which we call the donut, or this side. And so we have our bat going up here, and so the hope is ideally that our bat just peeks up here and spots and sees what their dispersion is and comes back down. That's also something that the T71 or the Awful Panther can potentially do, but you see the Awful Panther goes over here, and the T71 is ahead of us a little bit. So they're sending a WZ-132 up there, and our bat's going to basically just suicide, unfortunately. Blue has gone to this side of this little donut up here, and I'm playing this inside here, so we should be able to get some good interactions, particularly if I can, not just if anyone over here can light tanks for us. But see how Blue's the only guy that's over here, and I'm pretty much the only guy that's over here. I mean, they have the T71 here, but I think eventually is going to get himself picked off. I'm going to get hit by the 268 from back here. I should have angled my armor a little bit more to the right there. It probably might have still panned, but I just basically gave him an easy shot through my front drive wheel. So Blue's still on this side, so if I can get him lights of these guys back there, or if this the T71 can get him lights, then Blue's going to be able to get a lot of easy shots. So as long as he has shots, I'm not going to press too much, because he's going to be able to do a lot of damage from his position in here as long as they're out here. My entire job in my current position is that I want to keep them off of this area, off of this little raised plateau over here, because the further that I keep them back, the easier it will be for him to shoot them. And so we're trading reasonably well in this early going. And then this position that I'm at right here, because they have arty, it's relatively arty safe, so I just need to be careful about when I get lit. And then in the meantime, they've snuck this 46 Patton behind us, so I let Blue know, so Blue goes to take care of that guy. Otherwise that Patton's going to be able to own me in my position. So this is that, at least part of that teamwork is that he's got to be aware that, he has to keep guys off of me, and I, on the same token, right, I can't let guys start pushing around here and just get free shots on him either.
Enemy armor is destroyed. Penetration.
And so Blue's pushing this Patton on that side, and I'm trying to clear off these guys from the side as well. The 268 has moved a little bit more east from where he initially shot me, so he doesn't have shots on where I was. So we still got these two guys here. We've got some guys pushing around the lighthouse. This E3 is pushing up on Blue, and he, in my opinion, he makes a little bit of mistakes. He pushes in there, and he's going to get himself stuck. So now he's stuck behind this rock that's over here with an E3. So he asked for help, so I'm going to go over there and try to help him. Lord knows I've certainly pushed in too aggressively in many a position. So I just needed to push this IS-3 back. These guys should be able to take care of that IS-3, and then I need to go over here and help him. Because either eventually that E3 is going to be able to get around the rock on him, or the arty is going to shoot him. One of those two things are going to happen. So I need to get over there as soon as I can.
It's a trap!
And then with the positions, because we're in disparate positions, it's going to be really easy for us, one of us, at any given time to be able to shoot that guy. And then we're sort of losing over here. These guys push in a little too aggressively for the tanks that they're in. And then you'll notice that what's important is that Blue and I don't go to the same position. Basically, I go over here to front, and Blue will go over to another basically part of the map in order to get a different firing angle. And then that way, when one of us lights something, the other one can shoot it, and vice versa. And that's pretty important when you're trying to work together to whittle down the rest of their team.
It's a trap!
And so now we're kind of pushing in a little bit foolishly on this side. And so the 268 is probably still up top, but we know that this ISU had gone down here, and then we've just found out that this other ISU also went down. So they have most of their guys down low other than the 268. So basically Blue's going to approach on this side, and he's actually going to uncover the 268. And so what I'm trying to do here is just sort of get eyes to figure out where everything is.
It's a trap!
Without getting myself into a position where I can get hit by the artillery. And in the meantime, Blue's going to come down on this side, and he's going to run into the 268.
Enemy armor is damaged.
And then now everything is down below us, so again, it's important that we stay separate. So he's going to go all the way around to the back, and then basically all I have to do is proxy spot these guys underneath, and Blue should be able to shoot them from this area. Similarly, if he spots these guys over here, as I shift over to the west, I should be able to shoot them pretty easily. And so this 704 comes over to this east side, and the ISU goes over to the west. And I'm fairly certain that the artillery is still in that general area, because that's where we saw him not that long ago. And then that 704 is backing up, so he's going to give me an opportunity to shoot him. I shoot him a little bit too centrally. If I aimed a little bit more to the left or the right, that probably would have gone through. But instead I just shot him right in the top of the mantlet. And then now if I try to go back out and get another shot, he'll be able to get a good shot on me. So I'm going to reposition over here to try to pick up this ISU for Blue to pick off. And then so I go away from the edge because I don't want to be detected as I'm passing any between cover. So I don't want to get shot between those rocks because I'm proxied. And then when I come over here, we light the 44, 53, 55, which is good. But we don't light the ISU 152. So I creep forward a little bit more. I'm going to take a blind shot in this bush just in case that other ISU is there. But if he's not there, that suggests that he's hiding further back. And then that'll give me an opportunity to shoot the 704 because I wasn't lit. So the 704 is still aiming in that same area. And then so when I lit that guy, what I should have assumed is that the ISU had moved, but I wasn't really thinking about that. And so I started going back because, eventually you want to be able to get up over on this side. And see, so I'm going to get shot in the side turret by that guy. I should have turned my turret and then wouldn't necessarily have bounced, but would have given us a much better chance. So we kind of almost threw that, but still managed to pull it out. So the important aspects of it is that, so we really only had two main tanks in here. I mean, the Type 61 came over on this ramp later, but he didn't, it wasn't really that effective of a position, but basically it was me anchoring this middle 5-6 lane and Blue anchoring this 3-4 lane that essentially won us the game. And sort of being able to work together, having one guy light, the other guy shoot, and vice versa, and knowing, when to help the other person, usually because in TeamSpeak they'll say, help me, like when blue got pushed by that E3, for example. And then this sort of trading of responsibilities of, hey, you be the guy that lights and I'll be the guy that shoots, and vice versa, becomes very important. And understanding, you know, hey, if I get close enough to this guy, I'll be able to proxy spot him, and then blue will be able to shoot him. And so it makes a large difference when you're in a platoon and actually working with somebody, as opposed to doing that solo, where you don't have that same expectation of, hey, if I light this guy, somebody else is going to be able to shoot him. And then so what happened to my... There we go. And so if you look at the stats of that, it worked out pretty much how you would expect. Both blue and I did the majority of the damage there, simply because we were in a position to shoot things that were lit. And it's one of those things that, again, I think if you have somebody that you trust to work with, that type of communication becomes really important. And it's not necessarily having both people in the same place doing the same things, but a lot of times it's having them being in different places that have overlapping influences, so that you can help each other. That becomes important. So anyways, I hope that was helpful, and thanks for watching.